This is the B-52, for 11 years a strategic nuclear bomber serving in the defense of the free world. In 1965, these Strategic Air Command aircraft saw combat for the first time, but with conventional bombs and in Southeast Asia.
One morning I received a call real early and was asked to come to the alert pad. It was then, at that time, we found out that we were going to the Western Pacific.
I saw the coastline of Vietnam on the radar, and it's not much different from coasting into San Francisco. It looks different on the radar, but aside from the apprehension of the first mission, well, it's just another navigational problem.
The actual delivery is no different from the nuclear training atmosphere that we have developed over the years, where we have continually practiced through the use of radar bomb scoring sights and a tone the delivery of a nuclear weapon.
The practice and training that we've undergone over the years has paid off in Southeast Asia in terms of accuracy with these conventional bombs.
Around coast in was when I started to worry, being charged with the defense of the airplane. Always looking for somebody shooting at us.
As far as the gunners are concerned, we trained quite a bit for shooting down airplanes, and we had a pretty good view of seeing the bombs go off. And the first time, it was really something to see.
Any second now, they'll be coming out, and it's good morning greeting to the Viet Cong for the B-52.
We were dropping a tremendous amount of bombs out of each and every aircraft. We'd all seen practice drops, but most of us had never seen a bomb explode on an enemy target.
As a bombardier, to me, the most rewarding type of mission were those that we flew in close support of troops.
One of them was 1.8 miles. It's just about 10,000 feet. And when you're dropping from a high altitude, 10,000 feet isn't too much. That's why this precise bombing, which our bombardiers have been trained to do over the years, is really paying off. The missions were flown any time of the day or night, and I would say the average number of hours a crew put in on each mission was from 20 to 24 hours. The mission itself took about 12 hours to fly. We briefed 4 hours prior to flight. We studied the mission, studied the targets, the target area, the enemy defenses, and general intelligence. Then we went out to pre-flight the airplane.
After you land, you turn off the runway there, and you'll be, this plane will be deploying it or jettisoning its chute, and then the ground crewmen will move in and pick it up, put it on their cart, and take it in for repacking for use on the next flight going out. You can see these guys are really moving fast here, too, because another plane will be turning off the active runway and turning on its taxiway here, and the area has to be cleared or it will hold up the whole stream.
The repacking of the brake chutes is a pretty big job considering the size of the chute.
Due to the effectiveness of personnel like this, they enable us to be recovered at the rate of 1 aircraft per minute.
While the aircraft were out on strike, in order to speed the recovery, when they came back in, all of the ground support equipment, the fueling rigs, and various pieces of equipment that they'd need to regenerate the aircraft once it landed, were all spotted in a specific parking place where this aircraft would taxi to when he come in.
The first thing we did when it landed was refuel it. It took a couple of hours, and we pumped over 35,000 gallons of fuel aboard. That's about 4 railroad tank cars.
They pump roughly about 500 gallons a minute.
These are the munitions loading docks. You can see the bombs being trucked in their inert state and just a plain tube with explosive in it. It's here that the fins are put on, the rear of the bomb, and the fuses are put on.
I would imagine that it probably averages around 100 degrees, the average day inside the shed, even though the temperature over there, the outside air temperature, isn't quite that high. Yellow buildings you see here are a facsimile of the aircraft bomb bay. The same racks that hang in the aircraft, they hang on these yellow racks and load the bombs on them. That way they can have these racks all loaded, and it's a relatively simple matter to load the whole rack as a unit in the aircraft.
He's putting the fuses in the bombs now. It takes a lot of men to get these birds ready for a mission. It's round-the-clock work. Sometimes it's pretty tedious, but it has to be done. There's no doubt that the ground crews, munitions men, mechanics, maintenance men, electricians, and other support elements, they're the backbone of the effort out here.
He's installing arming wires now. These will be connected to the airplane itself. When the weapon is released, the wires stay with the airplane, and the bomb becomes armed. So you get an explosion when it impacts.
750-pound bomb, and that'll be loaded on the external rack, probably going under the right wing there where they were situated. Aircraft carries 24 750-pounders externally, 12 under each wing, plus the internal load, which can be whatever they want to make it, depending on what size bombs they're using. 500s, 750s, or 1,000-pounders.
We have 51 bombs on our aircraft, but the new models carry 108, depending on the size bombs used.
The turnaround time was cut down considerably. We got the aircraft refueled, pulled our necessary maintenance, and the bombs were uploaded and ready to go again.
The crew has a 12-hour flight in front of them. It's going to be a long, hard 12 hours. It looks like it'll be nighttime in about an hour and a half or 2 hours. These crews flying these airplanes will be up there, eyes wide open, knowing they have a responsible job to perform, and they'll do it in a very professional manner.
Many aircraft could go out as the mission dictated. I've seen as many as 30 go out, or as few as they wanted to go out. And that many would be coming back in.
These airplanes are taking off at 1 minute apart, and people on the base said that the end of the island rose 10 feet out of the water after all the planes took off.
I think we proved we're prepared for any action, large or small. We know our efforts in Southeast Asia are helping to shorten the conflict there, and we feel that we've done our share of the job.